up early. We're gonna run over to the Ponce Inlet. I want to run up to one of the service yards up here. Good morning. I am up at the boat this morning. It is still this morning. I thought I'd take a quick walk around the boat before I make breakfast, because I just love it when the water's so reflective like this. There's a pretty sunrise starting. That's what it looks like here at 7 in the morning. Nice and quiet. I think I shoot my grinder out. What do y'all think? Yeah, might be asked to leave later. Good morning again. It is October 6th and I am up here in the boat. I'm standing in the doorway of the port bathroom. One of the things I realized after I had pulled all the cables and actually pulled them back into the back bathroom is we plan to have small bidets on each one of our toilets, and I did not provide an outlet, power outlet for the bidet. So what I'm going to do with this wire here is pull it back. It's either going to be that one. Well, this is actually a port bathroom, so it would make more sense to actually locate this one. I'm going to pull it through, and the outlet needs to be somewhere around here. So I'm probably going to drop it down and see about putting an outlet back here in the back corner. And what I'd like to do is drop this straight down. It'll hook into it, and then it'll daisy chain the rest of the way. Now, whether I have enough wire, I think I do. So I'm going to start running the electrical wires to those outlets. Not perfect, but actually probably make the outlet a little higher. I think we have enough extra wire to do that. So now I just need to drop the what was originally going to be there through. I could actually even pull a little bit more here later. Okay, so what I've done here, put a couple blocks in. These are just going to be temporary. Eventually there's supposed to be a wall here, and this of course is the wet locker. So I went ahead and threw this wire into this conduit here, and then I'll build a little box. Wherever the outlet box is, I'll build a box around it, so that area is all protected. But since I don't have a wall right now, I'll take this and just slide it and clamp it on here. That way it's not swinging about like it is right now. Once that wall's in place, we can cut the hole out, and I'll probably get a sealed box like that. I'll go ahead and run a little piece of conduit over to that guy too, just to protect that wire, since it's where you're going to be moving tools and other things, and just want to lessen the chance of damaging the wire. Anyway, that's what I'm going to continue working on later. Okay, one plug done. So one of the things we have to deal with, almost all of the other outlets were up against steel walls, and so they could be screwed in either to the back like this. So this one we just screwed onto the surface, but I really don't want that one sticking out in the hallway. So I cut a hole, recessed it, and as you see now, I'll put this little U-bracket on it. I'll show you how I made one and how it's going to go to those two guys. I'm using PVC 1.5 inch stock. I routed an edge profile on it here just to make it smoother, because otherwise you jab yourself, you cut yourself, and of course that's going to be sitting inside the bathroom cabinet at some point. But anyway, I highly recommend putting that little edge profile. It's 3 blocks. I'll cut the 3 blocks down real quick to 1 3/4. And this of course is for the material I'm using. Across the back you put a 2-incher. There you have your 3 blocks. Here's how my little jig works. So you put that guy there, and then you take your 2-inch and there he fits on. Now the only issue is where we just made that cut, there's still a sharp point there and a sharp point there. So then I grab my router here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up vertically. I'm going to route around this top edge. Put that on. Take the piece. Here's the other 1 3/4 to do the exact same thing. And then we have a nice rounded over piece. The router has 1 1/4 inch round over bit, gives you that nice profile. So now when you put those pieces together like so, it's smooth all the way around and in theory won't cut your hands. And then I take the 2-inch piece, center it up on the Craig, turn the vacuum on here. Show you what I did here. On the part that's going to go into the wall, I put 2 Craig screws. There's the holes going down to them. There are those 2 side pieces, and then on the top one I just put center because when the outlet's in, it has 2 screw holes in it, which are going to eventually get screwed into, at least one of them will get screwed into the back of it. So then take my outlet, flip it over, put that guy on top, this guy like that. Get a Craig screw, put it in the single hole there, center it. In theory, it's going to be hidden. There's half of it done, and then you flip it around, stick that guy on. Make sure you have the right end up. Probably if I actually gripped it like that, it would work a little better so it doesn't come apart as easily. Or you could even get a clamp if you really wanted to be careful about it. There's that piece ready to go on. So I have another one here that I'm going to make up real quick later. Okay, so we got that wire ran, and of course we are now out of wire. I mean, we might be able to get a short run someplace. I'll just have to see what's available. Got this guy dropping down. This is the one we were just running, so it's going to drop down, and you can see I got it going all the way to the floor because it is going to come over to those blocks and then drop down. I'm going to break for lunch, and then I think after lunch switch from electrical after getting all this stuff out and drill that hole up there. That way it would be in place. Oh my goodness. Well, they do have the new bit, which is bigger. Let me go see how quickly that bit will drill. I have a feeling it's not going to be fun. Later. Bit worked pretty well. It definitely cuts quicker than the other ones I have, so I don't know, I'll start replacing them with the carbon tip ones. The biggest issue was this drill, and it doesn't really have any settings, but it kept deciding, oh, too much load, or maybe it was just trying to protect me from the jerking, because it was a handful to try to keep it from ripping it out of my hand. And then we got that painted, so that'll dry, and then after lunch we'll go ahead and take that duct and run it up and over and start blowing air up in there. And then I'll probably go ahead and drill the hole into the equipment room, since that went pretty well, and start getting that duct over there. I have a 6 to 2 4s that I will put on that, and then we will also do work in the office. Off to lunch later. So here are the outlets that we are hoping to use. In here they have a couple USB-Cs, the standard old USB-A style. Of course they don't have any secondary jacks, so they're going to be a pain. If I could get the wire to go into the captive rings together, it's such a hassle fitting these things. It's going to work on that later. I'm going to try something different. I have some heat shrink 8 butts, which those will accept number 10 wire, 2 strands of it up inside. So I'm going to do that and then do it down to 1. And then the question is, can I get it all to sit inside that box, these flat, and then the 3 lines up there. So yeah, I'm going to use these to my 2 wires and then add pigtails on to the end of this guy. That'll be going to the outlets, and we'll see how that works. So there these guys are pulled together. The number 8 couplers take forever to heat shrink down. I did a good pull test on all of them and they seem to all be holding well. And there is quite a bit of glue or whatever the material is that they use to seal the pieces. So these actually came out with quite a bit of glue and sealant. I think they're well connected. Now let's see if we can get the whole assembly into the wall and attached later. It went in there. It's very tight, but the wires aren't coming out and it's not going anywhere. So for the moment, I think that'll be the method going forward, unless you have one with double screws. But when you have single screws like that, that's definitely the way to do it. So I'll need to order some more number 8s. I have no clue where I got those from though. That's it for electrical today because I am out of wires. I'm gonna move on to some other things later. So I was gonna start running this duct, but I need some blocks along here. I got this outer block here that I can attach to for the strapping, but I need to add 4 or 5 blocks. Always something else before you can do what you want to do. Later. Okay, the blocks are in place, so now I just gotta wait for them to dry, and then I can put that duct up. Won't be till tomorrow. Later. So there's the nice compact splitter, which I'm going to use in the other room. It does fit the 4 and the 6. This will be back up inside behind the vanity, and then I'll have the room duct come out here and just go right up like this. And then the little vent will be blowing right out into here, and then the other one that's for the equipment room will go down and across the floor over there. Of course, I just noticed that the original water supply lines for the air conditioner are in the way, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and get those out of here. I need to go pick up some packages and go by Love Marine and try to get some service stuff taken care of, so I'm gonna get ready to go do that later. Kind of late. I did unload the car. There's the wall panels and paint for Sunday. Hey, there it is. Oh, it's cleared off. Got a couple things I need to clear off in order to be able to paint it. This one will be a little more of a pain. And don't have to do any painting here. Yeah, and this is new paint. Oh, nope. Cut that half to paint. So I do have painting to do back here too. Fun, 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 fun. So I think I'll hang this duct, bring it up through here, and then turn it, and then run it till right about there maybe. I found a small vent that I may use for it. I don't know if I'll build the box tonight, but certainly gonna go ahead and get this up, cut it off. Yeah, it actually leaves me quite a bit. That's what I'm gonna play around with later. So yeah, none of this is scripted. I'm just talking off the top of my head or talking out my rear. I don't know, whichever. I think a lot more people would say most of the time I'm just talking out my rear. So anyway, hopefully that doesn't offend anybody. Later.